All right. So, welcome everybody for tuning in for today's session. All right. We're just going to give it a few, let people start coming in. All right. How's everybody feeling today? Right. Just getting a few technical things together here. Hope everybody's doing well. Another day to grow. We got an important topic to talk about today. All right. Make sure everyone can hear me here. All right. So we're going to get started. So for those that don't know, my name is Dayron Shavers. I am the founder, owner of Anniversary Now Enterprises, which is a company that is actually formed to bring coexistence between people and the natural world. Right? This is through many different ways, through nature education, through different therapies, and multiple things coming, right? So I'm a life coach. I am a therapist for the mind, body, as well as the spirit for people as well as animals, right? I offer these services through my website, which you can find in the description there. Also, be sure to tune in to the Anniversary Network podcast, which is your one-stop shop for everything nature related, right? We have topics discussing, as I said, animals. We talk about news and nature going on around the world. We talk about different therapies that you can actually look into, different career fields in the natural path, right? We have it all here at Anniversary Now Enterprises on the Anniversary Network podcast. So be sure to check that out as well. And we're going to get right into it today. All right. So, a lot of our focus here on these sessions are actually mindfulness, right? And again, we talk about what mindfulness is. In a sense, mindfulness is awareness of the present, awareness of the present moment. So that's really what mindfulness is in its essence, right? So when we look at this, what can this help us with? This can help us be in the present moment if we're at the workplace, right? If we have to focus on a task, if we're at school, whether you're in college, you're in high school, whatever position you're in, mindfulness can play a huge part, right? If you're playing a sport, mindfulness can play a huge part, being more present in the moment, right? So there was actually, for those that watch football, there was a player, the quarterback from Michigan. He actually does mindfulness before the games, right? And then actually during the games, they actually show videos of him talking with the sports psychologist, right? So he's taking care of his mental health, which is very important. All right, because if you think about it, he has the pressure of sports going on as well as the pressures of school. So he manages that with taking care of his mental health. So that helps with the awareness of what he's doing at the time, right? And I say this as an example, right? Because many times we might think, oh, I don't need the mindfulness. I don't need that. What good is that, right? But there's an example of how it can help you. All right. So if you look at what we're talking about is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. When you hear that, what do you think of? What's something you think of when you hear the words emotional intelligence? For some, this may be the first time they've heard it. So when we think of it, when we hear emotional intelligence, what this means is being aware of your emotional state that you're in. So when we started this live session, I asked you, how are you feeling right now? How are you feeling right now? Are you happy? Are you, do you feel a little depressed, right? Do you feel a little anger? How do you feel right now? Do you feel happy? Do you feel energetic per se? These all have their mark on your state of mind per se. So like if you are angry right now and you go to your job, how do you think you're going to act during that day? You may be a little on edge, right? You may have just had it up to here with people at the workplace. So with that, you're walking in a state of anger. So many things that you do, you may not do it out of thinking about it per se. So if there's a situation where if you're at the workplace or at school and someone says something you didn't like, if you're already in an anger state, you're going to react. If you are in a state of happiness, calmness, then there's a strong chance that it may not affect you. Oh, they're just angry today. I get it. Have a good day. Right? Because you have awareness of not only your own emotions, but those around you. So when we talk of emotional intelligence, this doesn't have to just, of course, you want to have awareness of yourself. What state are you in? But then if you're working in an environment where, you have to work with others, then you want to be aware. All right. Same as at school. You're at school and someone says something that you don't like as well. So in that state, again, you can either react in a way, or there could be consequences, right? You may get expelled. You may, you know, miss multiple days, weeks in school. And for those that know, you miss some days in school and get behind, it's, a little difficult trying to catch up. So I just want to give you examples of where emotional intelligence can come into play. So it's, again, you're aware of your mind state. So something you can do, an activity, is actually before you go into these places, observe yourself. How do I feel right now? How do I feel right now? Am I upset about, something that happened last night? Someone didn't call me, or am I upset about I didn't study the way I should have? You look at these things and you become aware of your present moment. And this can help you make sound decisions. Right. So if you're not feeling well a day, right, you're feeling a little down, maybe depressed, because it happens, right? And then there's a situation you walk in and it's like, well, I know if I go over there and, talk to this group of people, I may feel a lot worse than I do now. Right. So to avoid that, let me work on some breath work. or some mindfulness meditation. Then maybe I can go and, talk with them. So this is where mindfulness comes into play, where breath work comes into play when we're talking about your emotional intelligence. So again, in these situations where you arrive, take a minute, work on your breath work. Remember the 5-5-5 technique. Inhale for 5 seconds, hold your breath for 5 seconds, then exhale for 5 seconds. All right. So keep this in mind. And let's do a couple rounds of that. All right. So we're going to do the 5-5-5 technique. So we're going to inhale for 5 seconds. We're going to hold our breath for 5 seconds. And then we're going to exhale for 5 seconds. All right. So let's start. Let's inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Good. All right. So there's a technique that can help you get through those situations where emotional intelligence is important. So check in with yourself during the day and ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? Because we all have our valleys and peaks of our emotions, right? We could be happy and excited one moment. Next moment, something can bring us down, right? We could feel anxiety kick in. We could feel depression, right? This is normal. But the thing is, when you have techniques that you learn from these sessions, right, or through, my workshops, then you have ways to overcome those through breath work, through mindfulness meditation, to overcome those. All right. So for those tuning in, be sure to check out. I just posted a flyer about a day ago, maybe two, about the Clarity Workshop that we're actually doing on January 26th. That's a Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central Time, 3 p.m. West Coast Time. All right. If you're tuning in from international locations, please adjust accordingly. All right. I can't wait to have you. So that's what we're looking at. All right. And actually, in that workshop, we're going into much detail about breath work, how it's important for the body. We talk about mindfulness meditation, different techniques, why it's important for the body, and movement and stretching. We're going to do that as well. And we're going to talk about how that's important for the body. And this is all interactive, right? We're not just going to sit down. I'm just going to talk. We're actually going to work together on these things. We're going to get better. All right. So be sure to check out that post. I'll be posting videos. So whatever platform you are watching this session on now, there will be videos that you can easily click the link, get your ticket, and prepare for a journey. All right. So that's our topic today. Again, emotional intelligence and how it plays into mindfulness, awareness of the moment. All right. So emotional intelligence, again, you're aware of your emotions at a given time. And this could really help you day in and day out. All right. So with that in mind, tune in. Much love and gratitude. Thank you for your time, for tuning in today. Again, we have these sessions Tuesdays and Thursdays, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune in, continue to learn, and go out and win the day. All right. Peace and love.
Anyverse Now Enterprises, an animal health organization, is committed to fostering harmony between animals, nature, and humans. We offer a range of services, from Reiki and therapy to comprehensive education, empowering pet owners and communities to coexist in harmony. Join us in creating a world where animals, nature, and humans thrive together. Visit our website at dayronshavers.com to discover how you can be part of this transformative journey.